Part 2, Chapter 18, Gateway. On one occasion, I was trying to explain the concept of buffers to my children. We were in the car together at the time, and I tried to explain the idea using a game. Imagine, I said, that we had to get to our destination 3 miles away without stopping. We couldn't predict what was going to happen in front of us and around us. We didn't know how long the light would stay on green, or if the car in front would suddenly put on its brakes. The only way to keep from crashing was to put extra space between our car and the car in front of us. This space acts as a buffer. It gives us time to respond and adapt to any sudden moves by other cars. Similarly, we can reduce the friction of doing the essential in our work and lives simply by creating a buffer. Exercise 1. Herodotus tells the story about the Egyptian king Samis, who received a delegation from Elis. The Eleans boasted about the excellent way in which they organized the Olympic Games and asked if the Egyptians could suggest any way to do it more fairly. King Samis collected his most learned subjects, and after listening to the Eleans' explanation of their organization of the Olympic contests, asked if the Eleans allowed representatives of all Greek states to compete in the games, including their own from Elis. When told that all Greeks were welcomed, the Egyptian reply was that such a principle was not fair at all, since surely Elean athletes would be favored over visiting ones. The Egyptians recommended that if they really wanted fair play at the Olympics, they should not allow anyone from Elis to compete. Exercise 2. An incredibly passionate man who loves people, Kevin Reynolds began his career with a major bank. He worked hard, was good at what he did, and soon began moving up his bank's career ladder. His future looked promising. But Kevin wanted more than to be a banking executive. He wanted to be a banker who built and benefited community. Over time, he began to realize that he could accomplish this best outside the structure of a large corporation. Kevin had long been inspired by the idea of building a bank that would be an active part of the local community, supporting small business and supporting community-building initiatives. Together with several colleagues, he established a small community bank that eventually became Cardinal Bank. Since then, Kevin and his team have created an organization with 27 branches that are a central part of the communities in which they operate. Exercise 3. Born in Kyiv, Ukraine, at a time when Eastern Ukraine was part of Russia and Western Ukraine was part of Austria, Igor Sikorsky began studies at the Kyiv Polytechnic Institute in 1907. He built his first unsuccessful helicopter in 1909. During and prior to World War I, Sikorsky designed and flew planes in Russia. He helped develop the world's first multi-engine aircraft. After coming to the United States in 1919, he continued working on fixed-wing aircraft. Other people had developed helicopters prior to Sikorsky. However, none of their designs led to commercial development. In 1939, Sikorsky successfully designed and flew what was to be the world's first practical helicopter. The successful Sikorsky Aircraft Corporation in the United States stands as a legacy to his achievements. He was honored with a United States postage stamp in 1988 and a Ukrainian postage stamp in 1998. Exercise 4. A friend of mine who was about to go out on a date asked me what I thought of her outfit. Before I could reply, she added, I want to look great, but I want to look like I made no effort whatsoever. These conflicting desires lie at the heart of the aesthetic virtue of cool. Many of us work hard at looking cool, monitoring shifts in fashion, carefully choosing clothes that are not behind the trend, that express our individuality while simultaneously positioning us within the privileged subgroup of people who are in the know. Yet many people who succeed in wearing what is fashionable also fail to be cool. In fact, trying too hard to look cool can be the very thing that prevents us from being cool. Genuinely cool people, it seems, are effortlessly cool.